welcome everybody. It is 5 o'clock on the West Coast and 8 o'clock on the East Coast. I had to think about that for a minute. I'm not good at math. I have to, at least I have 3 fingers and 3 toes, so I can figure out what Eastern time is. Which makes that one's pretty easy. But I have trouble remembering my street address because it has 5 numbers in it, and I just can't do that. This is Online Techniques. We are once again live in the Learning Wing here at Online Techniques, and it seems like it's been forever. It's been a long time. So I've been off doing showbiz, and when that happens, I just sort of get totally engulfed, and it just became impossible to do these things and be prepared for them at the same time as I was doing that show that I just did. So we went on hiatus for a while, but we are back again, and we are beginning tonight with a 3-part series on content distribution. And I did this before, but it's been a couple years and things have changed, so I wanted to redo it. I also wanted to create the new look you're seeing on the screen. I kind of like it. It's a little dramatic. And it's just a little different, and I like it. It looks, I think, a little better than the way we used to look. Although it's basically the same thing, only with different clothes on. So that's the new Online Techniques Learning Wing slide template, and we'll be using that, and we've got some really good information for you tonight. So a couple of things before we start. I am recording this, and because of the way I like to record these things, you should know that I cannot see the members list, so I have no idea how many people are here right now. I'll see it when it's over. But if you're here and I act like you're not here or something, then that will explain it to you, because I'm not seeing your name on the board. I can, however, see the text chat. But for those of you who are new here or who don't know me that well, I need to explain that I am not too good with the text chat. I can't multitask. I just, that's what happened with Thursday nights when I was doing a show. If I look at the text chat and I try to field questions at the same time as we're doing this, then I'll lose my train of thought, and I have been known to fall right off the chair. So that makes for a bad recording, so I don't do it anymore. I will look at the chat every once in a while if we come to a little lull in things, and try to see what's going on there, just to make sure I haven't put you all to sleep. But I really don't look at it. So what that means is we will have a question and answer period at the end. If you want to hold your questions till then, that's fine. And then I'll answer all your questions that you might build up. But I just have a really hard time doing it when we're in the process of doing all this. Now, I did notice that somebody said, yeah, we're having a good turnout, in spite of the fact that there's another big, huge call at the same time. So that's cool. That's very cool. Thank you all for being here. So let's get into all that business done. Let's get into content distribution, part 1. Repurposing content. Now, let me see in the text chat. Now, I will look at the text chat. How many of you guys out there are currently blogging? You have a blog online and you are posting on your blog. Give me a yes in the text chat if that's you. All right, there should be quite a few of you here. Yes, yes, yes. Good, good. Which I know Janet is. Yep. All right. So now, out of the people who are posting yes, how many of you have an active program of content distribution for the posts that you put on your blog? Give me a yes in the text chat if you do. Anybody? Okay, I'm not seeing anybody. Janet says yes. Marshall says no. Oh no, Janet says no. And Shirley says no. Okay, I thought okay, Janet, you don't need to yell. I thought that might be the case. So we're going to start at the very beginning. We're going to talk about what content distribution is and why you need to do it. We're not going to get into the mechanics right now of how to do content distribution. That will start next week. And I will provide you with a huge list of places, and I'll show you how to do distribution to different places. But the first thing you need to understand is that, if you post a blog post on your blog, there is, and you have a WordPress blog, and you're updated to the latest version of WordPress, then your blog is doing some distribution. Now, distribution simply means taking your content and putting it putting at least a link to it somewhere else. Now, what your blog does is called pinging. Now, pinging is not putting a link on another site to your content. What pinging is simply a signal that's sent out from your blog to blog directories, letting them know there's new content on your blog and basically inviting them to come take a look at it so that they can index it in their search engines. Now, that's good, and that's what most everybody does. And that's all they do. They put a post up, their WordPress blog pings the blog, and that's it. Now, if that's all you do, then you will eventually, through those blog directories, start to draw people to your blog, and you'll bring a certain amount of traffic. People will, start to find you in different directories and things like that. However, you can multiply that like crazy. If you're just pinging, first of all, there's one thing that your blog is not doing. It's not actually putting a link to your content anywhere else. It's putting the name of your blog in a directory, and it's showing the keywords for that post in a directory somewhere, like Technorati. If somebody is at Technorati and looks up a specific tag, and you've got a blog post that's been pinged at that with that tag, they may find your blog post. However, blog directories are only one type of site out there. There are lots and lots of types of sites where you can post your content. Now, if you post content on another place, let's just use Facebook as an example. If you take a link to your blog post, and after you're done, go to your Facebook account and post that link with a little blurb that contains the keyword to your post, then guess what? You have, number one, made that information available to all of your friends list, and if you've got your settings done correctly, it's available to friends of your friends. It may even be available just publicly, which can bring a lot more people to your blog. Now, the other thing it does is there is now a link in Facebook leading to your blog. Facebook is what Google refers to as a highly ranked authority site. Google looks at these. The spiders crawl these every day. Sites like YouTube, iTunes, Reddit, Facebook, LinkedIn, Mr. Wong, Caboodle. These are all bookmarking sites, and they're all mini blog sites like Facebook and like Twitter, and they're highly, highly ranked sites. And when Google finds a link to your website in one of those, then you move forward in the rankings. Google likes that. It is the beginning of what they term a conversation. And it's known as backlinking. If you go and you put your link in Reddit to a blog post, you are backlinking. You are building links out there that lead to your website. All right? So, there's two things that content distribution does. If you take a blog post and you put it in a lot of other sites that are highly ranked, so that people from those sites, if they're searching Reddit and they come upon a tag, they're searching a tag that leads to one of your blog posts, then you have, one, brought visitors from that highly ranked site over to your website, or from Facebook, or from Caboodle, or whatever site it is. I mean, there's a million of them. Delicious, Propeller, I mean, I could go on and on. You've brought visitors from that site, and you've also created a backlink. The more backlinks you have, good backlinks, and I'll explain what that means probably next week, then the higher your Google ranking goes. The higher your Alexa ranking will go. And if other people start taking that link, the link from there, and putting it in other places, Google even likes that better. It can tell all this now. The spiders go out and crawl the web. They're constantly crawling it. And they can tell, when I put a link to my own blog post in my Facebook account, they can tell when somebody else takes that link and shares it on another Facebook account. They can tell how many times it's shared. They can tell if somebody takes that link and then takes it over to Reddit or LinkedIn and puts it over there. They can tell all this. And the algorithm is designed now to read certain things indicating real conversation. So all of this stuff is valuable. And the more of this you can do, the more traffic you will bring to your website. You'll bring traffic from those sites, and also as your ranking goes up, the easier it is for you to be found in a search on Google, Bing, MSN, AltaVista, Lycos, whatever search engine somebody's using. It becomes easier and easier to find you. So, this is step number one. This is content distribution. What it is, why you want, what it is taking your content on your blog and making it available in other sites to invite people, not just pinging, but to invite people to come to your blog and read your post. That's the first thing. It's also backlinking, creating a web of backlinks to your blog. So are you guys following me what I'm talking about so far? Give me a yes in the text chat if you're understanding what content distribution is and why you want to do it. All right? It's all about traffic, and it's all about Google ranking. Okay, so you're with me so far, so now we're going to move on, if this will actually move on. There it goes. I went to the very last slide. Let's try that again, shall we? All right. So what we're going to talk about tonight is the very beginnings of this. Now, when you have a blog post, you have a certain amount of content. But there are ways to take that blog post and to multiply its effectiveness. Now, for instance, I can't take a blog post and put it in YouTube, right? If I've got a blog post, I can't put that necessarily in, a blog post is not a podcast. I can't take it and put it into DocStock or SlideShare because I don't have the right file form, correct? What I have is a blog post. So what we're going to do is we're going to first show you a method, a week-long method that you can try to do what we call repurposing content. In other words, we're going to start with one piece of content, and it's not going to be a blog post. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that same content and we are going to change it and vary it into certain different forms starting with our one creation, we're going to end up with quite a few pieces of content that we can then distribute in certain ways over a week-long period. And then when we come back, and so I want to get this concept over to you. What we're doing is we're preparing our content and developing our content in a way that'll make it possible for us later to really, really explode our content distribution. All right? So what we're talking about now is a method of not just creating a blog post or creating an article or something like that, but creating a campaign based on one piece of content that we extrapolate out, and then what we do is distribute it for a week. So we're talking about a campaign, turning every blog post into a campaign, basically. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to show you how you can do this. You know, the figure we use here is 4.5 hours. First time you do this, it's not going to take you 4.5 hours. It'll be longer. If you're good at writing articles, good at writing blog posts, you're comfortable doing a quick video and things like that, then after you do this a few times, you'll get it down to 4.5 hours. But whether it's 4.5 hours or whether it's 7.5 hours, it doesn't matter. It's hugely powerful. And if you approach every piece of content as a campaign, you will develop huge traffic to your website, and your rankings will go up like crazy. So what we're going to do is show you this little way. I'd like to find some people tonight who will actually try this. One thing you should know, all these slides that you'll see, you don't worry about taking notes. They're available as a PDF file in the shared files folder. And this will be up in the Learning Wing within a couple days after we're done here. Probably tomorrow. I'll get it done tomorrow. Along with, if you can't download from the shared files folder here, then the slides in PDF will be available in the Learning Wing. So this is our 4.5 hour traffic week called Repurposing Content. Now what you need to do this, you need a WordPress blog. You got to have that. You need a webcam so you can make a quick video. You need a microphone so we can hear you talk. It's fun to get a little creative with this. It's fun. I mean, if you enjoy writing, this is going to be really fun. If you enjoy making the video, it's really fun. If you have the concept of branding yourself in your writing and in your video making and things like that, then it becomes more fun. So you need a little creativity. You do need a YouTube channel. If you have GVO, that's fine, but you still want a YouTube channel, because YouTube is much, much more highly ranked than GVO is. So your videos are easier to find. You got a bigger audience over there. And what was it, Don, you said? How long before YouTube is the #1 search engine in the world? It's very soon now. It's it's growing, it grows and grows and grows, and YouTube is huge. So you need to be there. And you got to be willing to make a little more money. Traffic equals money. And that's what this is all about. Janet always asks, are you here to learn to make more money? That's what we're doing here. Less than 2 years. Less than 2 years from now, YouTube will be the largest search engine in the world. And, so that's why you want to be there. So you got to want to make money. So you'll have the dedication to go ahead and do this systematically. Now you can throw in all sorts of bells and whistles with this, and that's actually what we're going to do next week, is show you ways that you can expand this. So this is the basics, and really this is all you need. There's a lot of tools you can use that'll expand your effectiveness, and we'll talk about some of them, but you need to understand, if you're going to learn to drive, I still swear that people who learn to drive in a stick shift are better drivers than people who, learn to drive in an automatic transmission car. And it's because they understand what's going on. So that's why we're learning this in a really basic form tonight. So, what we're going to do is we're going to create an article, like you would put in e-zine articles. And from that article, we're going to branch it out into other areas, and we're going to get a whole bunch of traffic based on this one article that we start with. Now, if article writing is difficult for you, if you're a member of Contact List Builder, an upgraded member, you can go in and get my 30-minute article writing method. I think you can also find that in the Learning Wing and Online Techniques. It should still be there. And, that'll make it easy for you to write an article in like 30 minutes. But we'll start with an article, and then we're going to repurpose that content into different multimedia formats, and this will allow you to drag traffic from those other formats. So we're going to start with writing one article. The first step is write an article. Anywhere from 600 to 1,500 words. It can be shorter than that. It can be 500 to 750. But 600 is better. Between 600 and 1,000. And you're going to write a good article, informative article. Now remember what I tell you about articles. You don't want to give all the information away in an article. The purpose of the article is to bring people to your website. So you're going to write an article that's going to have good information, but not all the information. You want to have a good keyword. You want to include one keyword phrase in the title. Repeat it about 7 times throughout the article. And I'm going to show you even more in depth exactly how we're going to format this article. But we're going to start with this. Now, when you write the article, this is repurpose number 1. When you write the article, you want to create 3 to 5 subheadings. Subcategories or subheadings in the article. Now, I'm going to tell you, when you do this the first time, start with 3. All right? So you have your title. Let's say, let's say making money at home is your keyword. It's a terrible keyword, but making money at home. And the title of the article will be Making Money at Home. Your first subheading might be Making Money at Home, what tools do I need? Second subheading might be making money at home, time management. Third one might be making money at home, mindset, things like that. So that the keyword is in all 3 of the headings. And by the way, that's a good hint about if you got to get a keyword into a title or a heading, and you don't really know how to do it, you can't come up with 3 or 4 different sentences that that fit that keyword, you can always use the keyword : and then say something about it. Making money at home : mindset. So you get the idea. You following where I'm going with this? Give me a yes in the text chat if you're following me. So you have a title with the keyword, and then 3 subheadings with a little paragraph, and each of the subheadings has the keyword in it. Okay, now, when you write the paragraphs, you only want to give a couple little points. You might have a whole lot to say about the first subheading. You might have tons of things to say. Only give a couple points. Good points. Keep this article short. So then what you're going to do once you've written the article, you're going to take that article, and then you're going to take the subheadings. And guess what those subheadings are? Those subheadings are the titles for 3 blog posts. All right? So if your first subheading, let's say your article says, Making Money at Home, What Do I Need? Okay, that's your title. What do I need to make money at home? Then you'll write an introductory paragraph that'll say, a lot of people start out to do this, but many people are unequipped and don't have enough knowledge before they jump into the pool. Here are 3 things you really need to look at when you start to try to learn about making money at home. And then the first subheading is Making Money at Home, Mindset. Right? your first blog post that you're going to write is called Making Money at Home Mindset. The subheading becomes the title. In that blog post, you're going to go into much more detail than you did in the article. So you're going to write a good blog post all about how to work with your mindset, how to improve your mindset, why you need to do this. And you're going to give all the information that you know about how mindset can affect your ability at making money at home. You following me? This is a much more. Give me a yes to the text chat if you're with me right now. This is where it starts to get really good. All right. So in other words, the article paragraph on that subject is sort of a teaser. Gives good information, maybe only a couple things. All right. The blog post explains it all in detail. So now what you've done is you've created an article designed in a certain way, and you've taken each of the subjects of the 3 subheadings out, and you've created a detailed blog post on each one. All right? Now what do you have? You have 4 pieces of content based on the same thing, correct? Okay. And you started with 1 article. That's Repurpose 1. Repurpose 1 takes your article and changes it into, keeps the article, but then say you come up with 3 to 5 blog posts along the way. Now, after you've typed your blog post, you put them into like a notepad document or something like that. Each one of those blog posts needs a video. So for the blog post number 1, you sit down with your webcam or you go outside or whatever, however you do your videos, and you do a video that's basically, hi, welcome to my blog. I've got some great information for you today about making money at home and your mindset. Your mindset is really important and blah, blah, blah. And listen, when you make this video, don't just say, it's all about mindset. Read the blog post below. That's what so many people do. Don't do this. Teach a little bit. Give 2 or 3 points that are in the blog post, just like you did in the article. 2 or 3 points, and then say something like, now, I really don't have time to go into all this in this video. If you're on my website, you'll see the rest of the information right down below in this blog post. If you're seeing this video somewhere else, why not come over and join us on my blog? You'll find the link in the description of this video, and you can get all the rest of the information over there. It's been great talking to you today, and enjoy the blog post. Boom. Oh, and by the way, when you come over to my blog, why not use the little form that's in the upper corner and subscribe to my mailing list? All right? Does this make sense to you guys? Because what we're going to do with that video is very interesting in a few minutes. So are you following me now? Now, you've got 1 article, 3 blog posts, and 3 videos that go with the articles. All right? Now, if you really want to blow this up right away, how many of you have heard of, give me a yes in the text chat if this is you, how many of you know of the Audacity audio player, the Audacity recorder? Give me a yes in the text chat if you do. Jerry does, Georgia doesn't. Okay. It is a free audio recording studio. You can run it in the background while you're doing a video, and guess what? It'll make an MP3 out of the audio that you're doing. Now, so when you're going to do your video, you turn on the audio recorder, and then you do your video, and guess what you come out with? 2 files. You come out with your video file and an audio file. What's an audio file? Anybody know what another name for an audio file is? It's right there on the screen. Audacity audio player. Yeah, Jerry's correct. Another name for an audio file is a podcast, guys. All right? You don't need an introduction. You don't need anything. An audio file is a podcast. So if you can make 2 files at once, you've got another piece of content there. Now, if you don't want to do it that way, you can also go out and get a thing called video to MP3 converter that you can put your video file in afterwards, and it'll make an MP3 file out of it for you. So either way, and I'll show you all this in detail, but either way, you can come out with, when you make the videos, you'll either come out with a video or you'll come out with a video and a podcast at the same time. So now what you've got is an article, 3 blog posts, 3 videos, and if you blow it up more, you've got 3 podcasts. All right? Is everybody following me? Just so you're understanding, I just want to make sure this gets a little confusing, but I want you to be really following me step by step with the process, because you're going to be amazed at what you can do here. Now, so let's recap what we've done. Let's say the article takes you an hour to write. I teach you how to write an article in 30 minutes, okay? So let's give it an hour. Now, let's say 3 blog posts. When I made the new things, I should have changed the time on this. The blog posts are going to take you longer. Probably the blog post will take you a couple hours. And by the way, what I like to do, if I'm doing this program, what I like to do is to have a content creation day. In other words, I'll take like Saturday after Janet's class, and I'll sit down and I'll start at the beginning, and I'm making all my content at one time, and I do it all on one day. All right. If I have like 4 or 5 hours, I will do it all at one time. So that it's just done and you have all these pieces. So let's say the blog posts take you 2 hours or so, 30 minutes to 2 hours. 5 videos, well, let's say 3 videos. How long would 3 videos take you? Probably really the way most of us make videos, they'll take you 45 minutes. The audios, if you do it at the same time, they don't take any time. If you're going to do it with the video to MP3 converter, then it's going to take you maybe another 20 minutes. All right? So you come out with 16 pieces of keyword-rich content within a very short period of time, because you're not reinventing the wheel. You're just repurposing it out into other forms, and you can do this when you get good at it. You can, just a little practice. Okay, now I do this, now I do that. Really quickly, like, what do I say in the video? That'll come really quickly to you. Once you do this a couple times, you'll finish the blog post and you'll go, oh, okay, I know exactly what I'm going to say in the video. Boom. And you'll do a 4-minute video based on this, and it'll just roll right off your tongue. Seriously, if you just practice this a little, it gets very, very easy. 16 pieces of content is what you have now. That was on your content creation day. Now, what you do at this point, I vary this a little, but the basic formula is you take one blog post, the first blog post of the first subheading, you put it on your blog. With the video that goes with it. Now, you take that video, to get it on your blog, you got to put it in GVO, you got to put it in YouTube, all right? What I like to do is embed from GVO, because it doesn't take people other places, and then I'll embed in GVO, and then I will also take the video over to YouTube and put it in there. I will write my description in both places, starting with the link to the blog post. So in other words, the way WordPress works, I've got to go in, put the blog post in, and save the draft, then get the short link, and use the short link in the description on YouTube of the video in YouTube and GVO. And guys, hint. When you write the description, you know how YouTube gives you like 3 or 4 lines? If you're seeing a bunch of videos on a page, the description gives you 3 or 4 lines, and then you'll say click more, right? And boom, it opens up into this big thing. Nobody looks at those. If they look at those, it's because they've already clicked and they're on the video page. So what you want to do is you want to always start the description with the link to your website. And if it's about a blog post, if it's a video from a blog post, you want the direct permalink to the blog post. And you start out with that, and then all pertinent information in the first 3 lines. You can say anything else you want to say, but most people will never see it. Now you can put 5,000 characters in there. And guess what? There's 5,000 useless characters because most people aren't seeing it. So just concentrate on that area. Always start with the link. In YouTube, those links go live. So people can watch the video, look down, oh, there's more information, click, and they never have to open up the box, all right? So always do that. Most people will start out with just saying things, and you know, it'll say, go to my blog and look at this, the rest of the information. And people, how do I get to their blog? I don't know. She didn't tell me where her blog was, and you know, and they don't think, boom, if I open up Show More, I'll find the link down there because the link's hidden. So always put it up there. So post the blog post on your WordPress, then put the video in GVO, if you've got both in GVO and in YouTube. Embed the video on your post. All right? You know, put the embed code in, and then what you're going to do is bookmark and ping the blog post and the video URLs. Now, in other words, you're going to, you know, when you push publish, you are pinging the blog post. The other thing that you're going to want to do is bookmark that blog post. When I do a blog post, it goes to about 30, 35 bookmarking sites like Reddit, like Facebook, like LinkedIn, like Caboodle and Propeller and Delicious and all these things. And it can be very time consuming. You got to take the link and write a description and put it on all those things. Now, when you do this, you also want to bookmark your YouTube page. You take the YouTube page and you bookmark that all over the place too. Now, what I'm talking about bookmarking is we're building backlinks. And don't worry about this too much because we'll get into this next week. But you want to bookmark those things. You want to bookmark and ping everything so that by the end of this, you should have, you know, let's see, 120 links out there leading back either to your YouTube page, your GVO page, or your blog post. Now, I will show you a way that you can do that in 10 or 15 minutes, but you're going to have to wait. We're doing the basic stuff right now. The way this normally gets taught as a standalone concept is that you have to take the link and go to like 45 sites, you know, and then do it again with your YouTube. But I'm going to show you how you'll be able to do this automatically. Just boom, very quickly, very easily, and get hundreds of links out there almost immediately. So you've now created a blog post that has a video on it. The video is at GVO and YouTube, or just YouTube, and you know that's linked back to here, and you have bookmarked and pinged both of those things. Okay? Are you guys following me? Have I confused you yet? Give me a yes in the text chat if this is making sense to you. You're understanding what we do with each blog post. Okay. Now, what we do next is we just do it again. A couple days later, we go and take that second blog post and we put it up and we do the same thing with it. And then a couple days after that, we'll take the third blog post and we'll do the same thing. Now, somewhere during this process, you want to submit your article to Easing Articles. Now, I usually do it right on the first day because Easing Articles can take up to 7 days to approve it. So, you know, you can do it on the day you create your content. You can wait a couple days, whatever you want. But one of those times, you're going to be putting your Easing article into Easing Articles. Now, also, when you do the blog post, you've got these podcast files. So you're going to want to submit that audio file to any of the podcasting networks. You can go to iTunes and just submit it. They'll index it. They'll put it up. They'll index it. And you can also do this in a way that's automated, so you don't have to do this. And I'll show you that little trick too. But the point is you want to get your podcast out there in one or more podcast directories at the same time. Now, you want to be sure that when you do this, you ping your blog. You don't have to worry about that. WordPress does it, but WordPress default is only one ping service, Ping-O-Matic. Before we're done in this class, I will give you a list of 112, I think, 112 blog directories, and you can go replace in your WordPress, you can replace that one service with 112, so that every time you, say, publish a blog post, it's going to send out 112 pings and invite 112 services to come look at you. That's hugely powerful. So you want to ping everything. Ping your blog, your videos, your podcast feeds, and the web addresses and stuff. If you're going to do it manually, you can do it at Ping-O-Matic, and you can do it at Ping-Oat. All right? I think it's supposed to be Ping-Goat, and it's a pun, but whatever. Anyway, those are the two manual ones you can do. But if you're on WordPress, it's doing it for you automatically anyway. And it usually does it through Ping-O-Matic as the default. So, the last thing, of course, and I said it before, is anytime throughout the week, submit your article to eZine Articles. Now, the way you write your author's box is really important when you submit an article. And you can carry this philosophy over to writing descriptions, for instance. But most people will write an author's box this way. Steve Gaghagen is a retired actor, director, vocalist, and realtor who moved to the mountains of Southern California in 1988 and now lives in the forest with his giant dog Monty, where he teaches other people blogging and internet marketing strategies at his company Online Techniques. For further information, visit him at his blog at, okay? How many of you have seen this? You know, author's boxes that look exactly like that. Give me a yes in the text chat if you've seen it. Yeah, I mean, that's how 99% of people write their author's box. Here's the problem with that. Nobody finding my article who doesn't already know me, nobody gives a damn about me. They're not looking to find information about me. They don't care about me. They went to eZine Articles and they typed in the search thing a subject. They want to find out about the subject. And they found me because of the keyword. They don't care that the years I spent in show business. They don't care about real estate in Big Bear. They care about the keyword, not me. So here's how the author's box should be. If you found this information informative, I have a whole lot more to tell you and some really fun videos on my blog. We have much more information and I can go much further in depth if you visit my post at this address. So in other words, I'm telling them, excuse me, come on over to my blog and I will give you further information about the subject you just read about above. Right? Does this make sense, guys? Give me a yes in the text chat if this makes sense. The purpose of an article is to generate traffic to your website. Well, then tell them they're going to find more of what they want over there if they just come over there and invite them over. All right? Don't just tell them about you. They don't care about you. Now, they might care about you if they go to your blog and see a whole bunch of stuff that is on the same topic, and they like the way it's presented and they like your blog. Then guess what? They might subscribe to your list. But if you just start talking about your history and things like that, they're probably never going to visit you over there. Okay, so author's box, very important. Now let's look at the averages. An average, this is industry-wide. So people who have big audiences, people who have little audiences, the whole thing's averaged out. Average visitors from an eZine article will be 100. Average visitors from a blog post that's bookmarked and pinged all over the place, 100 to 500, depending on the saturation. Average visitors to a podcast that brings visitors back to your blog, 100 to 500. Average visitors from a video to a blog, 100 to 500. Now, you guys who are just starting out, you won't get that 100 the first few times. But if you consistently do this, you will. What does this average out to? 400 to 1,600 visitors because of one article that you started with. All right? You're not going to get 400 to 1,600 visitors from an article you write and put in Easy Articles. But if you do this campaign, you will. And if you do these campaigns consistently, you will build traffic. You will build an audience. You will build backlinks, and up goes the ranking of your website. So, what would happen if you did it every week? If you did one of these every week? And then what would happen if you social networked about your blog posts and your videos? In other words, every time you do one of those, you take it and you put it in LinkedIn, you put it in Facebook, you go to your YouTube page, here's the new video I did for my new blog post, blah, blah, blah. You put those things in. And then if you work in, like to your video and on your website, and maybe at the bottom of every blog post, if you like the information you're finding here, why not subscribe to my website, subscribe to my newsletter or my mailing list? I send out tips every week, just like you'll find in this blog. So stay up with the latest of what's going on by subscribing, okay? You could build your list faster. That's the whole point of everything, is building your list. To do that quicker and bigger, you want to drag more people and invite more people to your website. This is one way to do it. So if you did this consistently, once you get one of these going consistently every week, what would happen then if you did two? If you start getting the thing down to 4.5, 6 hours, can you spend 12 doing this during a 7-day period? You probably can. And in that case, write 2 articles. Do 2 sets and do the whole thing twice in 1 week. You'll build very large traffic very quickly. That's repurposing content. From just altering your thinking about, I'm going to make a piece of content here, I'm going to make a piece of content there, I'm going to put this over here, oh, you know what, I should put it over there too, and getting systematic about it. Following this kind of system, doing it consistently, thinking in terms of a campaign and how the campaign goes, you will multiply your traffic very, very quickly. These are the steps we need to do to prepare for content distribution. If you do this, then what you're doing is you're preparing your content into 16 pieces at one setting, and then you're distributing. As we go along in this series, I'll show you how to multiply the distribution. So you don't just go to Facebook and you don't just go over here, but you write a blog post and it's automatically distributed to 35 sites. You put a video up on YouTube and that YouTube page is distributed to 35 sites. Okay? I'll show you how to do this so that it's really, really easy and really, really quick. But this session has been to show you how to prepare your content, what the basic process of distribution is, why you want to do it, and what what distribution actually is itself. So, Paul says, this has blown him away. Okay. Do you guys have questions? Give me a yes in the text chat right now if you have a question. If we got a couple questions quick, we can do them while the video's on. If not, I will go on and finish the call, and then I'll stick around for other questions. Anybody got a question you want to do right now while we are on the video? Do you really need to be an expert? No, you don't. Paul, there's if you can figure, okay, what are 4 things you need, David, to be successful in home business? If I asked you that question, I bet you could come up with 4 things. If you can come up with 4 things, you can write an article about it. And if you can write an article about it, you can write 3 blog posts about different parts of that article. You don't have to be an expert. Right now, You may not consider yourself an expert, but I can tell you that you know more than most people starting out about how to make money at home and how to build your list and how to market on the internet. You know more than they do. Believe me, there is somebody who knows less than you do. There's other people who know as much as you do who just can't verbalize and conceptualize what they know. They don't understand what it means. So you can show them what they already know, how to put it to use, and you can show those people who know less than you. We can learn things from everybody. You're learning things just speaking to you. You learn things every day. So you learned, that thing you learned today, somebody else didn't learn. All right, so valuable information doesn't only come from experts. It can come from anywhere. There's all sorts of people who I know more. I know more about internet marketing and blogging and things than most people. However, there are people out there who know in total less than I do, but they also they'll know something. There'll be bits and pieces that they know that I've never heard. So don't intimidate yourself with I have to be an expert about something. Let me see what else we got here. Mind boogling. I think that's supposed to be boggling. Okay. Georgia needs help doing videos. Okay. Georgia, one of the things that as I redo the blogging workshop, it came to my mind that I should probably, I've got all this background in show business and film and everything else. Probably in the near future. Now, I'm not immediately, I'm involved in all sorts of things. But I will probably start putting together a workshop or a course or part of the new online techniques or part of the new blogging workshop that is a course in how to do videos. Now, I'm not talking about just the simple, the stuff that we learned from Janet about how to get rid of your fear and about, how easy it is to do a video. I'm talking about being a little more technically oriented, editing, things like that, okay? But if you're talking about, I've tried the Quick with GVO, but it says save, but doesn't upload YouTube topics. Okay, so you're talking about basically just a little technical things. I'm probably going to be doing a course in how to use different editing software, things like that. Ideas, with this system I'm talking about right now, your ideas come from your blog posts. So if you come up with the idea from the article, the video subjects will show you exactly what they are as you repurpose. All right, so you really don't have to worry about that. All right, we're going to move on right now. I will stay afterwards, but I want to get this done, the video done. So we're going to move on right now. If you still got more questions, we'll do them after we're done with the recorded time, okay? All right, thank you for those, by the way. Saturday. Most of us here, I think, know where the place is to be at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific time. That's at getlivetraining.com. That's with Janet and Don Leger, and that's the one place every week that I make sure that I attend unless I'm, near death. Janet, do you want to take the microphone and say anything here this evening? You can give me a yes in the text chat if you'd like. All right. Okay. It is yours. Welcome, Janet Leger.
I really need to get you an updated picture, Steve. That picture is ancient now. That's 2007. What we're doing on the call Saturday, Steve, you're going to laugh. Georgia, you're going to love it. We're going to be doing how to record and embed a video. I'm going to be showing you how to record a video. We're not going to be making it fancy. Steve's going to do all the technical stuff, but we're just going to be doing a basic summary of your blog, whatever it is that you need a video for. That's what we're going to be doing on Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay, we kind of, at least here, I kind of lost you at the end there. It was cutting in and out, but we got the gist of it. And so, guys, if you want to know how to record and embed a video, And it really is simple. If you're not doing video, then you really need to come into the real world of marketing online and branding yourself and promoting yourself, and get over yourself and just do it. And Janet will make it really, really easy for you. So get to getlivetraining.com, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern on Saturday. And long time ago, probably when I put that picture up there, I wrote out the best instructors with the best information, and that is the truth. So, is there anybody here who is not in the Contact List Builder? Give me a no if you are not a member of the Contact List Builder, either a free member or an upgraded member or a founder or something like that. Is there anybody who's not? I think almost everybody here is. Because if you're not, you need to be. All right? I think we're all going to get yeses here. I can't see the members list, so maybe I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. But all right, if you're and if you need to find out about the Contact List Builder, then you can contact me about it, and I will let you know exactly. There's, you can find me at steve@onlinetechniques.net, or the Skype information that you saw a little while ago. My Skype is steve.gaghagen. Let me do this. If we are not connected on Skype, please find me and let's connect. Okay, next week we are going to continue with Content Distribution Part 2. I told you, a little bit about it here today, and that is that there are lots and lots and lots of sites where you can distribute your content, all right? And I'm going to show you next week just how many there are, and just how hugely time-consuming this could actually be. That's why it's called What's a Mother to Do? But we're not going to let it go at that. All right, where you're going to find, number one, you're going to find out some different places that you may not have thought of. For instance, guys, I'll just give you a little preview. You know that in this conference room, you're looking at a PowerPoint presentation, right? And it basically has all of the information that I gave you tonight, correct? You also know that in the shared files folder, there's a PDF version of this, which is, a PDF file, like a document. So there are two versions of these slides. One is a PowerPoint, one is a PDF. Well, guess what? There are sites out there like SlideShare and DocStock where you can share PowerPoints, PDF files, the exact same things, and they work the exact same way as, say, YouTube. How many of you have loaded a YouTube video? You go over there, you write a description with your link back to your blog post, and then you put some tags on it, right? You can do the same thing with this PowerPoint and this PDF. You can take the PowerPoint over to SlideShare and share it over there. Put your link in, write a description, put the same tags. You can take the PDF and share it in DocStock. Okay, so if you really want to blow up what I was talking about earlier, you can even extrapolate it into other forms of content. This is almost unlimited. That's where a lot of your creativity can come in with. Next week, we will be talking about, just where can you distribute content. And I will give you a list of places that will curl your toes. It's so long. And opens up so many possibilities. So that's next week here at the same time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time in the Learning Wing at Online Techniques. I'm going to close off the video now. I want to thank everybody for coming. I'll stick around for those people in the room. Thank you all for being here. Tune into the session next week, and we'll give you a whole mess new information on content distribution as to where you can put your content and different kind of content you can distribute. Thanks once again for being here. Visit us at onlinetechniques.net, and I'll see you next week at the same time. Good night, everybody. Thanks.